what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to take a peek at the journey that is the great and powerful Dr. DisRespect. Okay, I recently discovered Dr. DisRespect, so I'm actually a pretty new fan. The first time I ever heard about him was when he got banned off of Twitch. Okay, I personally like the dude a lot. I see a lot of production value, I see a lot of intelligence, and I see a ton of effort and appreciation for quality. All of those things are what stand out to me about Dr. DisRespect. Okay, so what I'm hoping to do is, as we learn more, as we learn about him, his journey, I want to break down what that shit meant. What were some things that maybe weren't as obvious that we can pull from it? So if you're excited, I'm excited. You like what you watch, you hit subscribe. Outside of that, I think it's time we learn about Dr. DisRespect. Okay. All right. Let's do this. So the story of Dr. DisRespect. I got a lot of respect for this guy. A lot.
You gotta attack. 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 Certain individuals you don't attack, you run from.
It's because, all right, let me just, so I don't have to stop too much, but first and foremost, the reason I'm doing Dr. DisRespect is because, like I said, I have a lot of respect for the things that I feel he does behind the scenes. Okay, he is an iceberg of a content creator. Okay, we see the very tip of the top of the two-time. Okay, what I love is all the stuff that I try to see through. I want to know what makes the foundation of such an empire of greatness. Okay, so we're not seeing just the screams and the mustache and the black on black on black. Is it slate black? Slate black. Black on slate black champion that he is. That's the tip. We're digging deep. That's what this is. Okay, so yeah.
I'm talking, if I see you, and believe me, I will, I'll put you down quickly.
What? Like, don't you know you're going against the best sniper in the game? Huh? Violence, speed, momentum.
Whatever game that I'm playing.
That's a great example. So for example, I want you guys to focus on what does he do consistently, right? What are the things that make Dr. DisRespect the character that he is? Because I can guarantee you it's like a handful of items. It's a handful of things that gets repeated over and over in an entertaining and unique way. And even though it's relatively the same thing that's being said over and over, it is tweaked and modified in a way that essentially compounds back into him. It all goes back to that same original topic of I am the greatest. And it feeds you. It feeds itself. Everything he does feeds back into Doc.
Make sure you're not playing that game.
What Dr. DisRespect's talking about is some pain deliverance.
Because look, these are clearly some of the older ones, right? Because this video was made in 2018. And you can look at stuff that he's doing back then and see it in stuff he's doing right now on today's stream.
You guys are nothing. These guys are nothing in the game. I'm the best.
Consistent character development. This is somebody,
Dr. DisRespect.
like Dr. DisRespect is somebody that is a character that people can grow old with. Like, he's timeless. Lindsay pointed out the other day, right? A lot of the features that he has will stay the same regardless if he's 50, 60, 70 years old.
Beam wasn't always the two-time champ.
I'm the two-time 1993-1994 blockbuster video game champion in the online gaming community.
The face
Which
of
I
Twitch,
found out isn't
and
real.
a man with self-proclaimed venomous gaming athleticism who kind of resembles an 80s style action star.
And he leans so heavy into it.
He was born on March 10th, 1982, and his life in video games
He's only a
started
little older
as,
than me.
well, a joke.
My gamer tag was Diarrhea Panic, and I was online with a few buddies, and they have ridiculous names as well.
Guy was a varsity basketball player. at
Diarrhea
university.
Panic.
He spent his free time dominating in Halo and other first-person shooter games. He birthed his now heralded alter ego, Dr. DisRespect,
Dr. DisRespect.
while playing Halo 2 on Xbox with friends.
So I think the origin story of people matter a lot. It's important. You should know your origin story. You should know what impacted your life that gave you your identity. Like, I know where Marcus 2022 came from. I have a story to tell people when they ask me, what is Marcus 2022? What is that from? Right? So you should have that. So if like you're a good chef or you're a good cook and you think highly of that, form a story. If you got to write it down, write it down. But whatever you got to do, you take that identity and make it real. Give it feet. Give it something to walk on. And same with Dr. Disrespect. How he became Dr. Disrespect matters a lot. Because I guarantee you, he can tell you, or we're about to hear it, this story, he knows it. He has an elevator version of his origin story because he completely has an understanding of the effort he's putting into himself.
Hey, aren't you the one that needs to tighten his braces up? Idiot.
Back then, game developers still believed proximity comms were a good idea.
Oh, it was a great time.
So if you were close to an enemy, you could actively taunt them as you killed them.
It was
Hey,
great.
Turn around. Too late. Mistake.
And it was in Halo 2 where that gravelly 80s action star voice was born. The Doc started his assault on the online gaming world by uploading short YouTube clips of him, well,
dominating,
disrespecting his opponents.
Oh.
I will literally go up the stairs, go into the house, and give you a root canal with bullets. You ain't taking B, because B is mine.
Oh, Doc.
And like any top content creator, it didn't...
Because the thing that a lot of new gamers don't get, before the Battle Royale era of video games, is you win or lose, you were playing the game. It wasn't just like, I fucking lose. It's what were you doing for the 12 hours you were playing video games, right? Were you in there talking shit? Were you in there messing with people's minds? Were you in there doing skill, like just going for kill after kill after kill? A lot of times at the end of the day, if you won or lose, it didn't matter. It's, did you have fun playing? Did you enjoy the fight? Thank you for the fight kind of thing, right? Now, it seems like that has shifted so hard into winning. Like, if you don't win, you didn't even play the game. And I think that is so ridiculous. Funko! It's a Funko show. Like, literally, I was talking shit. Same. A lot of times I wasn't as good as the people. But you know what Marcus was good at? Flapping his gums, y'all. Like, you want to talk about getting shit done, getting in people's heads? Oh, get me on the microphone. Get me on the microphone, because that's my weapon. Sure, you guys can do 360 no scopes and throw little knives and hit your balls and kick me in the toe and oh no, oh Marcus, look at you, dude, you got a negative KD. I'm like, oh yeah, I had a negative KD. Well, you know what? At least I have two parents that love me. And I'm like, what? And then that was the back in the day. It's like, hey, was it hard when your dad decided that you were his sister or his daughter instead of his son? Because you could say shit like that back in the day, right? But now, shit talking is capital offenses. People swat each other now. So you can't even like have shit talking. It's the culture of gaming has completely changed, right? How many arena shooters do we have where at the end of it, it's just like is a meme fest? The fun is being sucked out of video games. It's not dead. There's tons of fun to be had. There's memes everywhere. But if you pull yourself back enough and you look and start to see the trend of video games, they're not like this anymore. This, like some of the stuff that I feel like we're going to see nowadays, damn near get you the cops called on you. And that's a shame because it shouldn't be so serious. This is a video game. We're video gamers. We are living in a digital world, killing digital people with digital guns. None of this matters. It's fun. And it should be fun. And that's what it used to be. So let's bring it back. Funko, you're awesome. Just want you to know. Don't ever forget it. If you ever forget it, look yourself in the mirror and say it. You're awesome.
Hurt that he was absolutely lethal at the games he was
Super
playing.
jumping, exactly.
Knock. Who's there? The Doc. The Doc who? The same Doc who puts all the hours into this game.
It was on January 5th, 2010 that he first started
God,
posting to
super
YouTube
jumping.
in conjunction with his college roommates.
just blessed to be around some good friends that we always had a camera around us, and then, you know, we could just shoot
Good friends.
all times, and
Common theme.
I could just cut it up, throw it up on YouTube. Boom, we got something.
He generally posts gameplay footage and perform voiceover in his doctor persona. At the same time, he changes his
Diarrhea
in-game
panic.
username to Dr. Disrespect.
So imagine this right now. Okay? He called himself like Dr. Diarrhea. Now that very, very easily could have happened. It probably was on a list on a whiteboard somewhere. Possible names. Dr. Doom, taken. Big old line through. Right? Dr. Dickhead. I might get banned on certain servers. Okay. Dr. Diarrhea. Ooh. He starts combing his mustache. It's like, man. Or what he really does, he starts petting his bare lip and goes, huh. I just feel like I'm missing something. And that inspires the mustache. There was a longing in his body that he just needed to be fulfilled. And when he touched that bare upper lip, he realized, I have to grow a mustache. Like that happened in Dr. Disrespect's life. Same with it went Dr. Diarrhea, Dr. Dis. He almost picked it, circled it, put an asterisk next to it, Dr. Diarrhea. And then sure as shit, the next morning he woke up. He had a dream. Like, fuck. Dr. Disrespect. Act. And it just stuck with him. And he reluctantly drew a line through that Dr. Diarrhea, went with Dr. Disrespect. That shit could have happened, man. That's crazy. So speaking of which, Halo 2 super jumping, the second we found out about it, it was our entire mission to find out how to super jump. It was unfreaking believable. Video games used to be for those who excellent at them. Now it's for insecure. Exactly. People, if you were bad at video games, it was your fault. You sucked. And people let you know you sucked. It wasn't the game. And there's bugs and shit, but it was never the game's fault. You were trash. Get over it. Get better. But now it has to be fun for everyone. And I don't agree. I don't think video games should be fun for everybody. Video games are a task. You go do stuff in video games. A lot of video games are basically jobs these days. As much as people like simulators, that's all fine and dandy. But are you kidding? Like Lawnmower Simulator? I think it's great. I want nothing but success for Lawnmower Simulator. If you like it, good on you. But you are not playing a video game. You're just doing something that you should be doing to your own lawn. And I'm sorry, I've done a lot of stuff. I've mowed big ass fields. I've rode on tractors. I've done all these simulator games in real life. I have power washed a B-52 bomber. Okay, I've done that in real life. I don't need to go power wash a bus on a video game. It doesn't make sense to me. Go power wash a real bus. It's way more fun. Okay, so all I'm saying, if you enjoy those types of games, you know what you would love? Real life. I promise. Because the real life version of those games is a billion times better. Billion times better. So, I'm not saying we shouldn't have simulator games. I'm just saying if you have, maybe you should do some blue collar work. You'd probably get a lot of joy and satisfaction out of swinging a hammer or power washing, or like you would. I bet you would. So, admit your degree is pointless and go be happy doing something that you actually enjoy. Because not everybody is supposed to work in an office. Not everybody is supposed to do what everybody else does. There's nothing wrong with using your hands and breaking your body and living a very fulfilling life by blue collar work. It's beautiful. Blue collar work is some of the most satisfying work you can do. So just, where are we? Okay.
And that's where the lines between Guy Beam and the Doc began to blur.
So I guess with the creation of that gamer tag came the creation of the character.
Perhaps maybe the most apt thing about his moniker is the word disrespect.
Funkle.
Because that's how
Much
he
love,
built
dog.
his brand.
Much love.
The entire origin of his alter ego stemmed from him making plays in-game in order to best embarrass his opponent. The Doctor was about disrespect from the beginning.
Oh, you're gonna fire bullets at me? Think you're gonna kill the doctor? Negative. It's freezing outside.
So smart.
Here, let me warm you up.
It's the commitment,
Put you down,
you
and I
guys.
put all three of you down.
On
My wife beat
January
that game.
11th, 2010, Dr.
love it.
Disrespect began
Lindsay
to
will
up
eventually.
his content creation game by creating his own YouTube channel.
What Dr. Disrespect's talking about
is some pain deliverance.
He was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 at the time, and built his content around, well, flaming his opponents.
Now that I'm in control of the second story, it's time to dominate. Oh, you want some? How about that? Where's your sister? Oh, there she is. I hate snipers.
So, for example, this is kind of what I'm talking about, the unseen stuff. Okay, to me, this is not as simple as he was having fun talking shit. Now, granted, I promise you, he was having fun talking shit. But that was the side effect, not the intention. Okay, I can almost guarantee when he edited, he took notes, right? He knew what felt good, what felt bad, what he would do to improve. These snippets that we're seeing, I bet you were cut out of like 10 takes. You know, he was playing the game, saying funny things, and out of the 10 things that he had, he probably was like, trash, boom. This is the good one. This is the good one, and this is why, right? The level of greatness that I want to put out is right here. And he had a standard that he stuck to, okay? And I respect the shit out of that. But the biggest piece is he didn't let that standard hold him back. You know, like I bet you he also put shit out that he wasn't proud of, but ultimately knew that the consistency is also what mattered. Because again, this is the same doc. This is the same doc to right now. He's just as clever, the same level of clips or quips, the same style of quips. It's impressive. Even his hair, like that green, he's the same character. And it's impressive. It's impressive.
When a sniper wants to stand back.
Death. What's up, Death?
He'd also
Welcome in,
collaborate
brother.
with other YouTube personalities with larger
Collaboration.
followings by calling them out and playing with them.
I reached out to Mr. 360 Games, said, hey, check out my video. If you don't, I'd cut you up. Like one of those type of emails. And he actually viewed it, liked it, and did a shout out.
Wow, look at old YouTube.
Jump started my run.
Dr. D immediately started to foster attention. His antics
So
were the
I don't think C-Town's in here anymore, but that just touches to he was willing to ask. I've said it before, I'll say it a billion times. The amount of people that don't succeed simply because they're unwilling to call, like make the phone call, send the email, or show up is wild. The amount of yeses you will receive the second you start asking in a professional and polite way.
The intensification of the way the world looked at the male gamer stereotype of the time, and his flame-first approach was pretty hilarious.
Ooh, no, that's not fake. That's on my body.
Jeez.
That's on my body.
The doc started creating content for a popular gaming channel called Machinima after his first wave of popularity. And it was then when his following started to balloon for the first time.
I love the double glasses.
But then, almost as quickly as his YouTube success began, Dr. DisRespect disappeared.
Uh-oh. What year?
On February 22nd, 2011, his YouTube channel and the followers of his impeccable, venomous video game athleticism were left without the content they were hungry for. Guy Beam put down his second life as...
Oh my lord. Look at Doc. Did he go and become a model? Holy shnikes. I'm never one to tell somebody to shave their mustache, but Doc, hot damn. He's I'm not saying I'd kiss him on the mouth, but I'd probably let him kiss me.
As the doctor to fulfill
Wait a few seconds and then push him away.
A career in the game design industry.
I didn't really know where I wanted to go. I
oh my gosh, Call of Duty! I remember this intimate. This is my most played Call of Duty.
Industry, and but like, I had no experience.
Beam joined Sledgehammer Games on March 16th, 2011.
The
game development company responsible for multiple Call of Duty titles as its community manager.
That's amazing.
The only thing that really made sense to me
was
to become a community manager.
But even in this new path in his life, it was the doctor that built his name in the gaming community to bolster his application at Sledgehammer.
With my experiences that I've gained in
I would love to
the doctor character from it.
I would love to watch some of his old content. to see what he said.
Social media perspective in terms of growing to Twitter and to Facebook, and how to grow a YouTube channel, how to read feedback, engage with your fans, your audience.
That
And at
mustache.
the same time, to be able to be involved in all of this and understand video games, it just made sense.
After some time as community manager, Beam was promoted to level designer for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare,
That's crazy.
where he participated in the development of 7 of the maps in the game.
I designed half the maps for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, so multiplayer, and
I mean, imagine Guy Beam. He's succeeding on YouTube. He's playing video games for a living. He's working his ass off towards like essentially creating this thing because he couldn't find a way into video games any other way, right? So he just saw something here that worked because he clearly had a passion for video games. And then after you succeed at this and you're like, man, I'm like in the dream game. I'm in the dream scenario. Getting paid to, I mean, back then the pay was probably way different, but still, like my job is video games, right? And then on your favorite game, you get a job and you design half of the maps of your favorite game. Oh, I just giggles, or not giggles, but goose giggles.
also helped create a lot of the high-level pillars for the studio.
During his time at Sledgehammer, Guy created a
Mustache.
Justin TV account and tried streaming a few times as the Doc.
The Justin TV, people know that's what Twitch used to be called.
Now, as you might imagine, when you've built a personality...
Well, okay, sorry. He is immersing himself in the knowledge of the field. Exactly. So what did he just say right there? Right? It just made sense for him to know how video games were built, how to best interact with their community. He is actively bettering his standing by improving just his knowledge. By expanding his knowledge, it gives him a better ability to talk and explain things and entertain. And I believe that too, big time. The reason I can say all the weird shit that I say and connect all the dots that I connect is because I know so much and I've spent so much time trying to understand people better.
As more or less a second version of yourself, like Guy Beam did with Dr. DisRespect.
I just can't
it's kind
unsee.
of a challenge to keep that guy locked away. So in 2015, Guy Beam quit his job at Sledgehammer and unleashed Dr. DisRespect.
Hello!
It
Good.
began with some YouTube warnings
Good for
about
him.
his return.
I'm Dr. Disrespect. And as you know, we've been away from the YouTube community for quite a while now, but I'm here to tell you I'm back, and I ain't messing around.
Man.
And then on March 21st, 2016, the man we've come to know as the face of Twitch began streaming full-time.
The doctor's been...
So check this out, you guys. He gave up a paying career. Like you could argue most people's dream careers. Game designer, just, because the thing is he could also do Twitch, right? He could also do Twitch. He could play it safe, take the safe path, not risk on himself. And he could have 1 foot in Twitch and 1 foot in his Call of Duty job. But ultimately, he believed in himself enough, had clearly established enough success up to this point to feel confident in what he's doing. He believed that success was because of him. And then he took a risk. And look, it's just, he would never accomplish what he did if he didn't believe in himself.
preparing him.
That is like the key. That is the key. So much of the world will stop you. There's nothing but excuse. The government, the taxes, the money, the XYZ. It's all bullshit. You know why it's bullshit? Because there's businesses everywhere. There's people that have done it everywhere. People have always done it before you. So use their success as evidence that you could do it too.
Himself for his re-entrance into the online gaming community.
Maybe more than any other streamer, Doc's popularity skyrocketed with the development of the Battle Royale format.
Battle Royale.
Doc was given early access
Never played
to
it.
H1Z1, the zombie-themed battle royale that was the first of the genre to make headway. And it's here where
I remember
Doc's
when
love
a
for
noob
battle
tried to get me to
royales
play
began.
PUBG.
They were challenging, had enough
He failed
downtime
getting
to
me to
support
do it.
streaming, and he could make his signature bad-mouthing a big part of his playstyle.
Sorry, Timmy. Little punk bitch. Get out of my face. I'm a 6'8" powerhouse. You ain't nothing.
Because I like to remind these little chubby cheek wannabe, unathletic, pigeon-toed, sprinting gamers what the 2 times all about.
Oh, God, you killed me. Finally report you for cheating.
I'm glad you killed me.
Again, same.
You go blow your nose.
While streaming
He has the same stuff today. It's been, at this point, what, 6 years? 2016 to 22? Be 4 plus 2? Yeah, so 6 years. He still makes that same voice. Hi, guys. It just,
H1Z1,
consistency is a
Doc
lot
was
of times
averaging around 5
cornerstone
to
of success.
10,000 viewers at a time, and his stream was growing rapidly. But if H1Z1 was the surprising opener of Dr. Disrespect's jumping into streaming celebration, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was the main attraction.
Whoa. That guy actually kind of scared me a second.
It's hard to understate the impact that PUBG had on the streaming landscape. Battle Royales, and specifically PUBG, rewarded streamers with flashy highlights and clippable moments for maximum social media content.
Yeah, this is when
And to
gaming
that
started to
extent,
change.
PUBG and Dr. Disrespect couldn't be a better match.
Oh, baby! Oh!
Because right there, right? What did we talk about earlier? Okay, video games used to be, before BRs, it was about the experience of the game. How the round went, how the whole match went. Because it was faster, it was in your face faster, right? You shoot, kill, die, shoot, kill, die, like rinse, repeat. It was fast, it just way more in your face, so you got to enjoy the more of the game, I think, than you can with BRs. Because once with BRs, it started to slow it down a lot. The games became much more, because like even Rainbow Six and stuff, arguably way faster than a BR. But because the entire game wasn't fun and exciting and full of crazy stuff, gamers became so obsessed with the like one moment, which in most cases in a BR is the dub, is the victory, right? So what once was, hey, it's just video games are fun and the whole game is fun. Now it's like, all right, it's that one kill, that one fight, that one moment that matters. And I think that erodes away people's ability to enjoy the whole experience because you're only looking for that one thing. Like that clip, that 360, that, final circle surviving kind of thing. It stole people's ability to enjoy the whole thing.
That's what I'm talking about! Huh? Huh? Are you kidding me? Huh? Whoa, baby! Are you kidding me? Huh? Are you joking with my mind? I really am the best in this game.
During the summer of 2017, Doc's
And it's
average
the genuine
viewership
belief.
reached as high as 30,000.
And back
he had
then, that's a
acquired his
ton.
nickname as the face of Twitch and received industry awards for both Streamer of the Year and Gamer of the Year. The internet, Twitch,
Don't touch him.
gaming, and Dr. Disrespect were now synonymous.
And like this, just the look, right? There's more to what he's doing than just putting on a wig and glasses and dressing up. All of this is calculated into, like I said, it feeds back into him. This look, it shows power, right? It shows a presence that it just supports everything he says. He embodies who he is.
Let's climb the mountain. Let's dominate. Violence, speed, and momentum. And guess what? We're at the tippity top of the mountain.
Wow, his voice is different there.
But we're really only halfway up.
And there's his real
Let's
voice.
do it, baby!
Or his Dr. Disrespect voice.
Thank you.
He donned a thick mustache and dollar store sunglasses, and people loved it.
What are you thinking?
Summit 1G.
Like, don't you know you're going against the best sniper in the game?
That's one of Noobster's favorites.
Okay, Doc, I'll give you $100 if you hit this shot. Headshot. Has to be a headshot.
Man, that's far. Okay, let me get.
Yeah,
Is this
he's in the
called?
tower, right?
What is this? PUBG? Is this PUBG? Yeah, this is PUBG.
Oh!
Ah, what a shot.
Let's go, baby!
But then one day, Guy Beam broke character.
As you guys know, I have a beautiful family and a wife and kid. And I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful.
His admission was, of course, devoid of the pompous charisma of the Doctor, and featured bashfulness far removed from the usual attitude that people have come to expect from the Twitch channel.
And I'm probably going to be taking some time away, time off.
So after his
Caught up in
short,
it.
frank admission of guilt, Dr. Disrespect left Twitch.
Shit.
That's it.
That's crazy. Because that's the thing, right? Trying to decide how much I want to dive into that topic. But kind of along the lines of, does he owe it to him? I know it's probably not what you guys are thinking, but did he owe him the explanation? Did he? I mean, that's his life, right? That's his personal life. Because the whole idea is, why does somebody share such a private thing publicly? A lot of times it's to alleviate some guilt, right? It's a lot of times that you feel that either the right thing to do is to come clean, which I would argue a lot of times the reason for that is to alleviate your own personal guilt. You know, or you're essentially putting yourself out there to be judged in a hopes that you're forgiven. Because a lot of times it's not just like, hey, if I apologize, I deserve a forgiveness. I deserve forgiveness. Like, no. Sometimes when people put their shit out there, they're actually just kind of looking for judgment, believe it or not. Like, not immediate, not knee-jerk hatred. They're looking for somebody to look at them, listen to their story, and help them understand if they're in fact a bad person. Because I can tell you, people make mistakes all the time. People do things that go against their moral code, and it doesn't make them a bad person. Now, if they keep doing it, clearly they don't have a moral code that they're sticking to, because it's, you know, but same as like, I look at like Tiger Woods and other famous people who maybe honestly probably wouldn't be famous in a normal world. Now, granted, he's a pretty good looking tall dude. He'd probably be successful, but in a world where clearly he got caught up in something, he had tons of guilt for it. I don't know anything outside of what I'm watching. I don't know anything about any of the details. But ultimately, by putting himself out there, do you guys think he was looking for, like, to relieve his guilt? Or do you think he was actually putting himself out there to be kind of judged? Like, this is what I did. I know it was wrong. Let me know your judgment. And I hope your judgment is to forgive. Because there is something to be said for being, like, these are his fans. People watch him every day, probably 10 hours a day. Like, they're invested in his life. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not allowed to have a private one, right? So I don't know. I remember that. Came on YouTube and changed to the Champion Club. That's crazy, man. That personal information, is that necessary to share with his other personas community? Exactly. Like, is Dr. Disrespect, does he have to table the responsibility for Guy Brahms, Billy? Shit, why can't I remember his name? Guy, how do you say it? It's Beam. Like, does Guy Beam get to use Dr. Disrespect to look for his salvation? I don't know. I'm not passing judgment. I don't. If he was cheated on his wife, that's between him and his wife to figure out. Either she forgives him or not. Either he does things to earn forgiveness or not. So that's kind of my opinion there. But the really curious thing to me is, does he, because Noob, you were a big fan, probably still are, I imagine. But as a fan, do you feel that you actually, would you have felt, do you think, betrayed if you found out later and he didn't divulge that to the community? Because again, I'm pretty new to streaming, right? So it's different. People have way different relationships with streamers than I do. Like, I see what they do as a job. Other people don't always, right? So it's interesting to me when so much of a person's personal and private life, or professional and private life, start to overlap. Because I'm a pretty sharing person. Like, I overshare a lot, but I also believe in privacy.
Dr. DisRespect has spent a lot of time as Twitch's darling.
Yeah.
But even at the height of his success, he's been the target of heavy scrutiny. In the same way that he acts as a mirror image of the archetypical gamer, he's also a symbol of some of gaming's most criticized characteristics.
I see that, Noob. I see that.
His on-stream personality is hyper-masculine in nature. He's been criticized for being racially insensitive on multiple occasions and called offensive on countless others.
Yeah, people are soft.
It's often hard to get a read on the doc. But despite his persona's brash nature, he's not devoid of flashes of empathy, kindness, and the familial community building we see from many top streamers.
I've realized that I've provided an outlet for a lot of people that are dealing with a lot of hardships. And
he's
it
so
makes me
tall.
proud.
So that's funny. So I know I'm pausing a lot, you guys. I'm sorry, but that part, it's so interesting because Lindsay and I were just talking about it. Honestly, that's so cool. I'm gonna keep going.
As 2018 began, more than a month had passed since the Doctor's last stream, and Twitch's hero was nowhere to be found. Late January brought signs of Doc's return, and rumblings around social media and a small YouTube teaser marked his return for early February.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doc is coming back.
And then, on February 5th, 2018, Dr. DisRespect returned.
What year was that?
Long time. I literally just woke up out of the water.
2018, okay.
Pressed the start streaming button, and here we are.
And he broke Twitch right in half, setting a new mark for concurrent viewership on an individual's Twitch channel at 388,000 viewers.
Holy shit.
You're looking at the face of Twitch, and ladies and gentlemen, the arena is wide open!
Okay. So again, now Noob, you can back me up with this because I only know this from reading and hearing videos and stuff. Back in the day, when this happened, 388,000, you might as well have been like 2 million viewers, right? Like the amount of, because viewership just like that didn't exist back then. There wasn't streamers who were pulling 6-figure streams like regularly, right? And that's 300. So he takes a month off after, which I get it, especially look at the public eye. Think about Will Smith's first thing when he comes back. It's going to be the most successful thing he does in his whole fucking life. No different here. Back then it was rare to get over 100K. Exactly. So homie comes back after 8 months, after a month, after leaving his community with, you could argue, the complete opposite of what he's ever given them, right? Essentially an alpha Chad superhuman turned into a real guy who cheated on his wife and just got humbled more than really anybody could probably get humbled, right? And then after that ghost for a month. Day he comes back, he gets his life together. Clearly something happened with the wife and him to allow him to move forward, get his life back together. 388,000 people tune in. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love people who get their life back together. That's awesome. I was one of them. You saw the comeback stream? Wow. Because the bomber part is noob is this doesn't cover when he got banned from Twitch. So I actually think I might make that video.
Doctor's making sure he didn't miss a step, doesn't miss a groove. People want the 360 to finish off the game. People want the 360 to finish off the game. What's Doctor gonna do? This guy's got a sniper. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, first game of the day, first game of the year, and what do we do, ladies and gentlemen?
That's
12
amazing.
kills, a winner, chicken dinner, my God.
During that hallowed February,
Because again, man, the shit that I see there, I could give two fucks that he won PUBG. I am looking at Doc, and I am watching a man who is holding back so much happiness and pride so that he can maintain his performance. That is, I want people to feel, everyone should experience it at least once in their life, let alone they should really be feeling it more often, right? Not just once, at least a couple times in your life. You should do something that makes you feel so proud that it's almost like your body is going to explode. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you need to feel accomplishment, you need to feel as if you've done something great. And this, my friends, is that face. And it's beautiful.
God!
During
It's
that
great.
hallowed
It's
February,
amazing.
the dock was at full capacity. Guy Beam was a thing of the past. He had gimmicks, he had flash, and it was all on level 100. He averaged a career high of more than 50,000 viewers at a time. Since then, he stayed steady around 20 to 25,000.
And he's doing better
Dr.
now on
DisRespect
YouTube.
has become an integral part of the modern-day Twitch ecosystem. He's joined the likes of Shroud and Chad, who've stayed loyal to PUBG, while the mainstream has shifted gears to Fortnite.
I don't necessarily play it all the time. I just haven't gotten into it enough yet. But, you know, I'd hate to play a guy who's as good as me or as equal as me.
Yeah.
And he has the same weapon as me, but guess what? He has the gold weapon.
He's a moniker for the old guard of the video game world, and his loyalty and consistency has produced a massive following.
You know, I get excited when...
And I would also think that the persona that he does represent is a little more of an adult one, right? He's not and never will be, even though tons of kids watch him. I bet you the majority is younger men, but which doesn't matter. But ultimately, being able to succeed in this space as an old man, that's something to be said, right? Like, he is not a child streamer by any stretch. I would say arguably he's an adult streamer. He streams for us, the bigger people. But it's just cool. It's cool that he can do such an adult product in a relatively non-ish adult industry. If you look at the majorities, I know a bunch of old fucking bald gamers. Trust me, we are legion. There are many of us. Okay, but you gotta admit, most of these are the little kiddos, right? And it's impressive that he could be a grown up without, or he could do what he does without really having to appease too much to kids. It's nice.
And the doc looks like he's ready to actually murder somebody.
His fame, impressive aim, ups and downs aside, one thing that's underappreciated about Dr. DisRespect is his ability to juggle two personalities
God, that is crazy.
day in and day out. To his own admission, Guy Beam and Dr. DisRespect don't share many personality traits. Guy is
I
very
believe that.
literally morphing into the Doctor when he goes live on Twitch every day.
Do you have a difficulty transitioning between yourself and the Doctor? You're in character for so long and for so intense amount of time. Do you have trouble being like, okay, now I'm just a guy, literally guy?
No. We shut it down. We approach it as a business.
When we tune into his stream every day, we are witnessing an impressively long piece of performance art.
Okay, so that when he says we treat this as a business, that shit hits me so hard in the chest, because ultimately I would argue, and I mean I hope no one takes any offense by this, there's a lot of individuals that I have come across that truly see streaming as a hobby first and a business second. I, on the other hand, when I was introduced to streaming, the only reason I actually got into streaming initially was because I saw a potential business to use one of my greatest skill sets is talking. Now, obviously, I've learned a lot more since I joined as a streamer. The community aspect of streaming is amazing. I absolutely love it. But with all that being said, you can have a community pizza shop where everybody's your buddy and everybody knows who you are, but you're still a business. You still pay your bills. You still treat it like a business. You show up on time. You know, you do the work the way you want to do it, and you flourish and prosper. And streaming is no different than a pizza shop. You gotta set a schedule, be consistent, have a separation between your business and your personal life. Because if you don't, you'll be absolutely consumed by it and you'll burn out. There has to be a distinction in your life so that you know what you're supposed to be doing when you're doing it. Streaming isn't life. Life isn't streaming. You don't work to live. You live so you can work. The other way around, flip it and reverse it.
That webcam flicks on, and it's you and the screen, and you better be entertaining.
Are you kidding me, Alex?
Alex.
On an intro. With 300 million people in the arena.
Good at your game of choice.
Okay. Boom!
And handle it all while calm and collected.
Boom, baby! I love being the best.
At first glance, Dr. Disrespect looks wild. Just an aberration within the normal, tame world of Twitch.
No way.
Ladies and gentlemen, trickle in!
This is a talented man.
Hello!
That's how I laugh.
These little stupid chubby cheek, unathletic, chubby gut,
Bravo!
flappy gum, idiot punk kids. That's where I'm from! Nobody gets in my way in this game! I'm the best in the game! Oh!
Ba-boom. Because that's the thing too, right? You have to have a little bit of all of it. You got to be able to play the game good sometimes.
That's what I'm talking about!
You have to be able to be funny and entertain sometimes. You can't just be a one-trick pony. It's not just jumping on and getting 20 bombs.
Content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.
Commit to the Champions Club and transfer.
So yeah, that was great. That was from the Score Esports. It's a bummer it was only in 2018. It would be awesome if they did a follow-up. It would truly be awesome if they did a follow-up.
Alter egos.
Hey, so that was great. That was our boy Dr.